The flower shop smelled like spring mornings and new beginnings. Lily Harper stood behind the counter, her hands moving expertly as she arranged pink tulips and white roses into a bouquet. At 32, she had built this business from nothing, pouring every ounce of her heart into making other people's celebrations beautiful. The bell above the door chimed. Lily looked up and felt her stomach drop. Her ex-boyfriend Brandon walked in, his arm wrapped possessively around a woman Lily vaguely recognized from high school. They were both dressed for success, radiating the kind of confidence that came from never having to worry about rent. "Lily," Brandon said with false warmth, "long time no see." "Brandon," Lily replied, forcing a smile. "What can I do for you? We're getting married," the woman announced, flashing a diamond ring that could probably fund Lily's shop for a year. "We need flowers for the engagement party. Brandon said you do lovely work." The words felt like tiny cuts. Brandon had left Lily 5 years ago, saying she was too focused on her little flower hobby, that she lacked ambition. Now here he was, watching her with something like pity in his eyes. "Congratulations," Lily said, meaning none of it. "When's the party?" "Next Saturday. At the Harbor View Estate. You should come, actually. Bring someone. It would be good to catch up." The invitation was poison wrapped in politeness. Brandon wanted to parade his success in front of her, to prove he had made the right choice leaving. "I'll check my schedule," Lily said carefully. After they left, she slumped against the counter, fighting tears. The thought of going alone, of enduring Brandon's smug glances and carefully worded condescension, felt unbearable. She needed a plan. That afternoon, Lily's delivery van broke down 3 blocks from the shop. She managed to coast into the nearest garage, a modest mechanic shop called Riverside Auto. The place smelled like oil and hard work. Classic cars in. Various states of repair lined the walls. And there, bent over an engine with grease-stained hands, was possibly the most attractive man Lily had ever seen. He straightened when he heard her van, wiping his hands on a rag. Dark hair fell across his forehead, and his gray t-shirt did nothing to hide the fact that he clearly did more than sit behind a desk all day. "Trouble?" he asked, his voice warm and genuine. "I think it's the transmission," Lily said. "It's been making this grinding noise for weeks." He smiled slightly. "Weeks? That's optimistic maintenance scheduling." Despite everything, Lily laughed. "I kept hoping it would heal itself." "I'm Nathan," he said, extending a hand. "Let me take a look." As he examined her van, Lily found herself studying him. There was something different about Nathan. He moved with quiet confidence, but without arrogance. His hands were capable, scarred from work. Real work. "You're right about the transmission," Nathan said after a few minutes. "I can fix it, but it'll take a couple days. Need a loaner vehicle? That would be amazing, thank you." As Nathan filled out paperwork, Lily noticed his focus, the careful precision in how he wrote. This was a man who took pride in doing things right. Then, before she could stop herself, the words tumbled out. "Can I ask you something completely inappropriate?" Nathan looked up, one eyebrow raised with amusement. "That depends on your definition of inappropriate. Can you pretend to be my boyfriend for a day?" The request hung in the air between them. Nathan set down his pen, studying her with those dark, intelligent eyes. "That's definitely not a question I expected today," he said slowly. "Context?" Lily felt her face burn. "My ex is getting married. He invited me to his engagement party, and I can't show up alone. I can't give him the satisfaction of thinking I've been pining away while he's off living his perfect life." "So you want to hire a fake boyfriend to make him?" "Jealous," Nathan said. "Not jealous exactly. I just want him to see that I'm fine, better than fine, that leaving me wasn't the victory he thinks it was." Nathan considered this, his expression unreadable. "When's the party?" "Next Saturday. It's formal, at the Harbor View Estate. I know it's crazy, asking a complete stranger, but you seem kind and I'm desperate, and I promise I'll pay you for your time." "I'll do it," Nathan interrupted. Lily blinked. "Really? Really? But I don't want your money. Let's call it a favor. Everyone deserves to hold their head high in front of an ex." Relief flooded through her. "Thank you. Seriously, thank you. I owe you. Just promise me one thing," Nathan said with a slight smile. If your transmission starts making noise again, don't wait weeks to bring it in. Over the next few days, Nathan and Lily met several times to coordinate their story. Where they met, how long they had been dating, the little details that would make their relationship believable. But something unexpected happened during those planning sessions. They talked about more than just the charade. Nathan asked about her flower shop, about why she loved what she did. Lily asked about his work, about the satisfaction of bringing broken things back to life. Most people think mechanics are just guys who couldn't do anything else, Nathan said one evening as they sat in the closed flower shop. But there's art in it. Problem solving. Every engine is a puzzle. Like flowers, Lily said. People think it's just putting pretty things in a vase, but it's about understanding color, structure, meaning. It's about creating something that makes people feel. Nathan smiled. Exactly like that. On Saturday evening, Nathan arrived at Lily's apartment wearing a perfectly tailored suit. Gone was the mechanic in the gray t-shirt. In his place stood a man who could walk into any boardroom in the world. "You clean up nice," Lily managed, her voice slightly breathless. "So do you," Nathan replied, and the way he looked at her felt real. Lily wore a pink floral dress that made her feel like spring sunshine. Her blonde hair fell in soft waves. For the first time in days, she felt beautiful. The Harbor View estate was everything Brandon would choose: elegant, expensive, and just pretentious enough to make everyone feel inadequate. Lily's hand trembled slightly as they walked toward the entrance. Nathan noticed immediately. He laced his fingers through hers, his touch warm and steady. "You've got this," he said quietly, "and I've got you." Inside, the party glittered with success. Brandon spotted them immediately, his expression shifting from smugness to surprise when he saw Nathan. "Lily, you made it," Brandon said, approaching with his fiancée. "And you brought a friend." "This is Nathan," Lily said, her voice stronger than she felt. "My boyfriend." "Nathan," Brandon repeated, extending a hand with calculated casualness. "What do you do?" "I work with engines," Nathan said simply, "fixing things that are broken." Brandon's smile turned condescending. "A mechanic. That's honest work." "The most honest," Nathan agreed, his tone even. "Someone has to keep the world running." Throughout the evening, Nathan played his part perfectly, his hand on the small of Lily's back. The way he listened when she spoke, like her words mattered more than anything else in the room. The small smile he gave her that made her forget they were pretending. But Lily noticed something else: the way people reacted to Nathan. Waiters approached with deference. Other guests watched him with recognition they tried to hide. An older businessman actually stopped mid-conversation when he spotted Nathan, his eyes widening. "Excuse me," the man said, interrupting Brandon's story about his latest promotion. "Nathan Riverside? I thought that was you." Nathan's expression remained pleasant but guarded. "Mr. Marshall, good to see you." "Riverside," Brandon repeated slowly, as, "In Riverside Holdings? The real estate development company?" The pieces clicked into place for Lily with horrifying clarity. Riverside Auto, Riverside Holdings. Nathan's quiet confidence. The way he carried himself. The suit that fit too perfectly to be borrowed. "You own half the waterfront," Brandon said, his voice strangled. "The harbor development, the new condos, you're building that hotel complex. I invest in properties," Nathan said calmly, "among other things." Brandon's face cycled through shock, embarrassment, and something like rage. "You told me you were a mechanic." "I am a mechanic," Nathan replied. "I also happen to own a few businesses. The two aren't mutually exclusive." Lily felt the world tilt. She had asked a CEO, a millionaire, to pretend to be her boyfriend. She had offered to pay him. The humiliation burned through her. "Excuse me," she whispered, pulling away from Nathan. "I need some air." She made it to the garden before the tears came. The night was cool, the party sounds muffled by distance and flowers. Nathan found her by the fountain, her shoulders shaking. "Lily, don't," she said, not turning around. "I'm so embarrassed. I asked you, I offered to pay you, and you're—" "I'm what?" Nathan asked gently. "Rich, does that change anything?" "It changes everything," Lily said, finally facing him. "You could have any woman in that room. You probably have models and lawyers and—" "I don't want any woman in that room," Nathan interrupted. I want the one standing in front of me. Lily shook her head. This was supposed to be pretend. It was, Nathan agreed. And then it wasn't. Somewhere between the first flower shop meeting and tonight, it became real, at least for me. Why didn't you tell me who you were? Because everyone knows who I am, Nathan said quietly. They see the money, the properties, the success. They don't see me. But you talk to me about engines and art and finding meaning in work. You saw Nathan the mechanic. And that's the person I actually am underneath everything else. Your garage, Lily whispered. It's not just a garage, it's my grandfather's shop. He taught me everything about engines, about pride and craftsmanship. When he died, I kept it running. I work there most weekends because it reminds me of what matters. My real estate company pays the bills, but that garage feeds my soul. Lily wiped her eyes. I still can't believe I offered to pay you. Nathan laughed, the sound warm in the darkness. That was adorable. I almost told you then. Almost? But then I realized this was the first time in years someone wanted me for something other than my money or connections. You just needed someone kind to stand beside you. That's all. And I wanted to be that person. You are that person, Lily said softly, with or without the real estate empire. Nathan stepped closer. Can I tell you something? Please do. I think we're past keeping secrets. When you walked into my garage with your broken van and your flower-covered hands, you were the most real thing I'd seen in months. Every woman I meet wants Nathan Riverside, the CEO. You wanted Nathan, the guy who could fix your transmission. I fell for you that first day. That's impossible, Lily protested. You didn't know me. I knew enough. I knew you kept driving a broken van because you put everyone else first. I knew you built a business from nothing. I knew you had the courage to ask a stranger for help. That's more than most people show me in years. Lily looked at this man who had pretended to be her boyfriend and somehow become real. What happens now? She asked. Now, Nathan said, we stop pretending. We go back in there, we face your smug ex, and then we leave. Together. And tomorrow, I'd like to take you on a real date. No fake stories, no acting. Just us. Just us, Lily repeated, and the words felt like a promise. They walked back into the party hand in hand. Brandon watched them with barely concealed envy. His fiancée looked bored. The successful life he had chosen suddenly seemed hollow next to what Lily had found. As they said their goodbyes, Brandon pulled Lily aside. You always did have better taste than I gave you credit for, he admitted quietly. I know, Lily said simply. That's why I let you go. Outside, the night air was sweet with possibility. Nathan's car, a restored vintage model he had rebuilt himself, waited at the curb. A mechanic who drives a classic, Lily observed. How fitting. A florist who sees beauty in broken things. Nathan replied how perfect 3 months later Lily's flower shop had a new investor. Not because Nathan bought it for her, but because he believed in her vision. The shop expanded, hired more staff, and became known throughout the city. Nathan split his time between boardrooms and his grandfather's garage, finding balance between the life he had built and the life that made him happy. And every Saturday evening, they closed the flower shop early. Nathan would arrive still smelling faintly of motor oil, and Lily would make him a bouquet while he told her about the engine he had brought back to life. It wasn't the relationship either of them had planned, but it was real, built on honesty and respect and the kind of love that doesn't need pretending. Sometimes the best relationships start with a small deception, but they only last when the truth underneath is strong enough to build on. If this story of unexpected love and authentic connection touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales of real romance in a world full of pretense. Comment below about a time when something fake became beautifully real in your life. Your story might be the one that gives someone else hope.